Enes Kanter, Portland Trailblazers center. By the way, his teams have reached the conference finals in each of the last 2 seasons. He's a big personality as well, and Enes Kanter is now joining us live. 10 years in the NBA. Now,
getting old, man.
How are you?
10 years. I'm good, man. Getting old. 10 years.
That's a long time to play in the NBA. But now, LeBron doesn't like the play-in tournament. You guys didn't have to do the play-in tournament. Are you glad you didn't have to play in it, or would you have liked another game?
You know what? I'm glad we didn't do it, obviously, because you always need some, especially after a regular season, 4 or 5 days to just get some rest, heal your body and just get ready for who you're going to play against. So I feel like I'm glad that we're not playing the tournament.
So this is a weird season. You go from the bubble to virtually no off season. You guys usually get 120 days. Now you got 65, 70. Has it been hard? Tell me your body. You're 10 years in the league. Enes, a lot of guys getting hurt. Has it been hard for you? Take me to how hard it's been to just stay energized.
For sure, it was hard, man, because we play 72 games in 145 or 46 days. So obviously it was tough. And we had to, I think that the toughest part was we had to get up every morning to go get tested. It doesn't matter what time you land in a new city. You have to wake up the next morning, get tested and stuff. That made us really, really tired because we had to wake up early. But I think, like you said, there's so many, back-to-backs, and the schedule has been crazy. So it has been definitely a very difficult time than other years for sure.
So Denver has won. He'll probably win the MVP, Jokic. He's a very unique player. He may be the best passing big man I've seen since Bill Walton. What is it like he's got a big, wide body. He's a lot. What is it like to face him?
I feel like, stop a guy like that. It's a whole team effort. You cannot leave anyone on the island by themselves, And obviously, like you said, it's so hard to even bring him a double team because he's going to pass the ball and find an open man. But I think, just try to stop a guy like that. It's a whole team effort. And I think we did a really good job last game we play against. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see what can we do against him.
So we were talking about Dame Lillard, and I compared him to the Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson.
I saw that.
That he really never changes expression. Highs, lows, he's just the same guy. And Dame's very unique because sometimes when you play up in Portland or Seattle, you're thousands of miles away from a lot of these media centers like Chicago and New York, Boston, Philadelphia. And what is your experience? You've been around the league 10 years. What makes Dame to you? What's the tick? What makes him special? Why is he different?
Probably the most loyal player I have seen, and he loves pressure. He doesn't care about all the haters out there, whoever talks against his team or his teammate. He wants to go out there and prove everyone wrong. And, I think, one thing about him, what makes him so special is he makes himself better and he makes everybody else better around him. That's what makes him really special. There are so many, great players in the league, but they don't make other players better. But with Dame, it's different. And, everyone obviously talks about how good of a player he is on the court, but off the court, man, he is unbelievable, man. He's definitely one of the best leaders that I play with.
Does he ever bark at you? Does he ever say, Enes, get over there?
Actually, never, man. Look, listen, I played 2 years ago against, obviously I went to conference finals, and now I play with him whole season. This guy he always, brings the teams up, always try to bring positive energy, always trying to, help the young guys. So never know.
Wow. So let's be honest. The Celtics, I watched them last night. Now they're in a playoff game. First of all, they don't have any size. Let's be honest. They don't have any size. They're small. They could sure use Enes Kanter. They're small. What do you make of what's happened to them this year? Enes, they're not the same team this year.
Very good question.
You can say
anyway.
it.
What I will say is obviously, they had so many injuries, man. Especially after losing Jaylen Brown, obviously Jaylen was a huge part of what they were doing, and after obviously trading Daniel Tice, it was it's tough for them to just go against like someone big like Joel Embiid, or maybe Jokic, or someone who has a great big and have size. But I think I mean, they have so many injuries, man. Tatum was out, Jalen was out, Kemba was out, and Evan was out. But I feel like once they get in a playoffs, and I believe they will, they have a really good shot at going against Brooklyn or Philly. But that's why whenever I talk to Taco, I'm like, dude, listen, you got to stay in shape because you are the only guy who can guard Embiid. So that's why whenever I talk to him like once a week. I'm like, dude, stay in shape.
Yeah, it's okay to admit they made a mistake moving off you. That you can say that. That's not being critical. That they made a mistake. What's wrong? That's not a big deal.
Hey, it's a business. You need to understand. So I got I had an amazing time there. That's the only thing I wish. I wish him the best. I wish him the best. But if this was like a 3 years ago in us, it will be a very different kind of answer. But once you are getting old in this league, you learn.
Right. I get it. By the way, so what is the one team? Give me. I mean, the West is very good. The West is better than the East. Is there a team, and maybe it's Denver, is there a team, you guys open up your series against the Nuggets on Saturday, and I'll be watching that. Mm-hmm. That's a very good series. What team do you like your matchup, or is there a team that, for you in Portland, that gives you a little trouble? I mean, the West got so many. Nobody talks about Utah. Yeah. Nobody talks, exactly. and I'm like, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, great coach. Yeah. Why doesn't anybody talk about Utah?
I know. Hey, I feel like Utah they have a really good team, man. I mean, their bench is good, obviously, with, Clarkson and the Ingles and the Favors. I think they have a really good coaching staff. Yes, I think Utah could be a very, very big trouble for everyone. The Suns surprise me, but they're not scaring me at all, but I think, when I look at the West, I'm trying to think of, obviously, Lakers, when they're healthy, they're going to be up there. Trying to think who else is. Clippers going to be dangerous. But I think, one thing we do, I remember like what coach told us in the locker room. I'm like, so many teams out there trying to win a game or lose a game to match up with a better team or easier team. Coach said, don't mess with the game. Just go out there, try to win every game, and good things gonna come and find us. Now we're playing against Denver, and I think it's a really good matchup for us. No question. You guys can score in the front line. Got a great backcourt. Mm-hmm. Enes Kanter of the Blazers, 10 years in the NBA. Love having you on. You're very honest about Boston. That is, I like when you're honest about that. It's okay to admit they screwed up and let you go. That's okay. I love Boston, man. I never, listen. I love Boston. I had an amazing time. I mean, we made the conference finals. That's right. We made the conference finals. We had an amazing run, and I love the guys over there. Taco, Kemba, Tatum, Jalen, Marcus. So they're like my brothers. But hey, it's business at the end. And guess what? It worked out amazing for me. I came here, played 72 games, average double-double, play with amazing players like Melo, CJ, Damian and stuff. So it worked out really well for me. So I'm not complaining at all. Good for you. Good seeing you again, man. Always good to see you, man. Big fan of your show, always. All right. Enes Kanter of the Portland Trailblazers. Big personality. He was very nice there.